Hello everyone, good day for all. Welcome back to another episode of Samhita, a smart way to Ayurveda. I am Doctor Kavya Vasudev and you are watching Study AshtangHridaya series. Please subscribe to my channel and enable the bell button for continuous updates in Samhita Siddhanta. In the last video, we were discussing about Doshopakramaneeya adhyaya, that is the 13th chapter of AshtangHridayaSutrastana. So till now we have discussed about the dosha upakrama, that is vata, pitta and kapha upakrama, sama dosha chikilsa and shodhana kala. So moving with the next topic in this chapter, that is Aushatha Sevana Kala, that is the time for drug administration or the medicine administration time. So yujyat anannam annado madhye ante kavalantere grase grase muhu sanam samudgam nishicha aushatham. Yujyat anannam annado madhye ante kavalantere grase grase muhu sanam samudgam nishicha aushatham. Yujyat anannam annado madhye ante kavalantere grase grase muhu sanam samudgam nishicha aushatham. So the medicines should be administered at particular time, that is anannam, that is on empty stomach, annadav just before the food, that is at the beginning of the food intake, anna adav, and anna madhya, that is in between the food intake, anna anda, that is at the end of the food intake, and kavalantara in between the food morsels or in between the food intake we have to take the drugs. So these are the different types of drug administration times or the time in which we have to administer the medicines. So next is grasa grasa, that is with each morsel or each bite we have to have the medicine. Muhuhu, that is repeatedly, that is in a particular day many times or frequently we have to take the medicines, that is muhuhu. And sanam mixed with the food, samudgam, that is before and after food, and nishi at the bedtime or the night time. So these are the various kinds or various times of medicine administration or the time for the drug administration. So for the various diseases we know certain doctors will be prescribing the medicines during the morning time, or some medicines will be prescribed at the noon time. Some will be at the night time, some at the morning and evening, so some before the food, some after the food. So such various dose or drug administrations are there, or types of administration of medicines are there. So these are called as Aushatha Sevana Kala, that is the time for which we have to administer a particular medicine. So these are the different types of administration of medicine, the times in which we can administer the medicine. So in which condition we have to administer in particular time, that is in which condition we have to go for ananna, or in which condition we have to for grasa grasa, such all things will be explained. So in which condition we have to go for these Aushatha Sevana Kala is being described. Kabhodrege gade anannam balino roga roginoho annado viguno apane samane madhya ishyate vyane ante pratarashasya sayamashasya tu uttare grasa grasantayoho prane pradushto matarashvini muhur muhur vishachardi hitma trid shvasakasishu yojyam sabhogyam bhaishajyam bhojet shvitra rechake Kamba akshepa hitmasu samudgam lakhu bhojinam urthvajatru vikareshu swapnakale prashasyate. So kabhodrege gade annannam balino roga roginoho annadav vigune apane samane madhya ishyate vyane ande pratarashasya sayamashasya tu uttare grasa grasantayoho prane pradushte matarashvini muhur muhuhu visha chardi hitma trid shvasa kasishu yojyam sabhogyam bhaishajyam bhojehi chitraihi arochakaihi kamba akshepa hitmasu samudgam lakhu bhojinam ऊर्ध्वजत्रु विकारेषु स्वप्नकाले प्रशस्यते. कभोद्रेगे गदे अनन्नं बलिनो रोगरोगिणोः अन्नादौ विगुणे अपाने समाने मध्य इष्यते व्याने अन्धे प्रातराशस्य सायमाशस्य तु उत्तरे ग्रासग्रासान्तयोः प्राणे प्रदुष्टे मातरश्विनि मुहुर्मुहुः विष छर्दि हिट्मा तृट् श्वास कासिषु योज्यं सभोज्यं भैषज्यं भोजैः चित्रैः अरोचके कंब आक्षेप हित्मासु सामुद्गम लघुभोजनाम् ऊर्ध्वजतृविकारेषु स्वप्नकाले प्रशस्यते. So in each conditions like Ananna, Annado, such 10 different Aushadha Sevana Kalas has been mentioned, in which condition we have to go for this particular Aushadha Sevana Kala is being described, and in which dosha predominance or which dosha dushti we have to go for this Aushadha Sevana Kala, and which are the disease conditions in which we have to administer the medicine in each this Aushadha Sevana Kala is being explained. So first is Ananna, that is before food, that is Kabha Roga, and if the Rogi is Belina, that is a Roga and Rogi is Bela, or if the both Roga and the Rogi is very powerful or strong, then in such conditions and in the diseases of Kabha Roga, in such conditions we have to administer the food on empty stomach, or before the food we have to administer the medicine. Then Annadav, that is just before the food we have to administer the medicine. It is for Apanavada Vaigunya, or when the Apanavada is Vaigunya, in such conditions we have to go for the Annadav, that is just before the food. Then it is Madhya, that is in between the food intake we have to, or during the food intake we have to give the medicine or the drugs, that is in conditions of Samanavada Vaigunya. And Ante, that is in the conditions of after the food intake we have to provide the medicine in two conditions, that is Vyanavada and Udanavada Vaigunya. So if it is Vyanavada Vaigunya, then we have to administer after the breakfast, that is Pratarashasya Anta. So after the breakfast we have to provide the medicine if it is Vyanavada Vaigunya, and if it is Udanavada Vaigunya, then Sayamashasya, after the night food or after the supper or dinner we have to provide the medicine. So at the end of the food intake we have to give the medicine in conditions of Vyana and Udanavada Vaigunya. Then Kavalantare, that is in between the food intake or during the food intake we have to provide the medicine in conditions of Pranavada Vaigunya. So in Kapha Rogas, or if the Belavan Roga and Rogi, in such conditions we have to go for the Ananna, and if it is Apanavada Vaigunya, Annado, Samanavada Vaigunya, Madhya, and it is Vyanavada, then Pratarashasya Anta, and if it is Udanavada Vaigunya, then Sayamashasya Anta, and if it is Pranavada we have to go for the Kavalantara. Next is Pranavada again. For Pranavada we have to go for the Grasa, that is with each morsel or with along with the food we have to give the medicine, that is Grasa. Then Muhuhu, that is frequently we have to administer the medicine, that is like conditions such as Visha, Chardi, Hikka, Trishna, Shwasa, Kasa, etc. So most of the times when a patient comes with the Shwasa or Kasa, we will be providing or we will be administering the medicine for Muhurmuhu. That is for example Talisadi Churna or Sitopaladi Churna. Such churnas will be helpful for controlling the cough of the Kasa patient. So in such conditions when a patient comes with the Kasa Roga, especially we will be providing this Muhurmuhu Aushadha Sevanakala. We will be telling to have the churna frequently, or we will be telling to mix the churna with the ghrita and then madhu, and we will be telling them to administer that medicine frequently. So this is an example for Muhurmuhu. So in such different conditions like Visha, Chardi, Hikka, Shwasa and all, we have to administer the medicine muhurmuhu. That is, frequently we have to administer the medicine, not in a full quantity, or the dose will be there. That dose we have to give in different divided doses. That is, if we have to give 10 grams of medicine, we have to divide that 10 grams in particular one day. That is, frequently that patient has to take that medicine. So these conditions will be getting relieved. So that is muhur. Then sanam, that is mixed with attractive food. That is conditions like aruchi. That is, aruchi is the condition that the patient will be having tastelessness, so he won't be able to have the food. So what we have to do is, we have to chitragehi bhojanehi, that is, the attractive foods has to be taken, or whichever foods he likes to have, or the food which he gets interest to have, such foods has to be mixed with the medicine, and then he has to be administered. So then he will be getting that ruchi, or appetite will be getting, or the interest of taking food will be produced. So in such conditions, aruchi conditions, that is tastelessness or anorexia, in such conditions we have to mix the dravyas, or mix the drug or the aushadha with the food, and then we have to give to the patient. Then samudgam, that is before and after food we have to give the medicines. These are the conditions like kampa, akshepa, hitma. That is, kampa and akshepa are tremor like conditions, like in Parkinsonism, or tremors will be seen, or the shivering or the shaking of the patient will be seen. And hitma means the hiccup condition. So in such all conditions we have to administer the food before and after the food. So the medicine has to be administered before and after the food. That is samudgam. And the last is nishi, that is urthajatru vikara, that is the diseases pertaining to the urthajatru, that is the head. Such diseases we have to provide the medicines at the night time or the bedtime. So in the Ayurveda Samhitas, it has been mentioned not for the disease purpose or not for the curing purpose, as a dinacharya itself, or for the sadvrita purposes. It has been mentioned that we have to take triphala mixed with ghrita at the night time, and it is considered to be very chakshushya. So it is for the better property or preserving the eyesight, or for the better prevention of the eyes from the diseases. It has been mentioned that triphala has to be taken at the night time mixed with the ghrita. So that is a preventive aspect. Similarly, for the diseases pertaining to the urthajatru, that is especially the neck or throat, then mouth, eyes, ears, nose, such all urthajatru vikaras, we have to administer the medicine during the night time or the bedtime. So thus the 13th chapter of AshtangHridayaSutrastana has been come to an end. So in this chapter we have gone through the upakramas, that is the management of the three doshas, that is vata, pitta and kapha. How we can manage the three doshas when it is aggravated, or vriddhi happens, or kshaya happen, or it is in the when it is getting vriddhi avastha. So how to manage that by various methods has been mentioned, like by aharas, viharas, or with the shodhana karmas and shamana karmas. How we can manage these doshas, or this dushta doshas has been mentioned in this chapter. And sama doshas has also been mentioned, that is how this ama is occurring, or how this ama is produced, and what are the lakshanas which we can see when this ama is being mixed up with these doshas, and how we can manage this sama dosha. That has also been mentioned. And as the chikilsas has been mentioned, the most important factor of chikilsa is the aushadha itself. So we should know when we have to administer the aushadha. So the time of administration of medicines has also been mentioned in this particular chapter. So especially the three main topics which has been dealt with in this Doshopakramaneeya adhyaya are dosha upakrama, then sama and definition, and sama dosha chikilsa, and similarly the aushadha sevana kala has been mentioned. Thus we have completed the 13th chapter of AshtangHridayaSutrastana, and will be moving with the next chapters in the upcoming videos. For more updates on Samhita Siddhanta, make sure you subscribe the channel and follow the Instagram account. Thank you. See you in the next video. Till then, bye.